Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am in the parking lot at the thrift store, Park Ave Value Store, and mine is in South Haven, Mississippi on 51, and I believe they are in Mississippi, and I can't remember the other state. There's like 2 states that has them, so you can look up Park Ave Thrift Store and see if you've got one near you. I am here with a few topics. Before you run off, I'm going to end with a dating update. First, I'm going to start with just talking about butter for a second, and then I'm going to show you the 3 shirts that I came out of the thrift store with today. Haven't purchased anything in a little bit, so I'm glad I got something. And then I have a couple of questions to answer about the water I consume, so I'm going to answer that. Okay, butter. The last time I came to the thrift store, or around the last time, I had stopped into Aldi's for the first time in, I think, my life, unless I went to one when I was living in Houston. I don't know. And I noticed that their butter is only $3.18 per pound. I left empty-handed that day because the line was long. But I went back today and I got 3 pounds just to try. Salted. I always get salted butter. And so if I like them, what I could do is one time, what I don't like about the store is there's no self-scan, and there was a long line of people the first day that I was in there. Today I only had like 3 people in front of me, so I was okay with that. And you also have to bring your own bag, so I'll have to remember that the next time I come. But you know, I'm sure this butter is fine. It's the same ingredients as all butter, but some people say different butter, different stores, pasteurized cream, salt. That's it. So I'm gonna try this, and then if I like it at that price, the next time I'll just buy like 10 pounds of butter, and then I'll be set for a while. And since I know that the UK used to always ask me to show butter, and I did, but some might not have seen that video, I'm gonna show you a stick of butter. UK and other countries, I've learned, they just don't have sticks of butter. It comes like in a block or something, I don't know. So a stick of butter is a 1/4 pound. This is a pound box, 4 sticks, looks like that. And a stick of butter looks like this, and we have the little tablespoons measured, so if you need just 3 tablespoons, you can cut the stick at the 1 tablespoon mark, and that's just what a stick of butter looks like. And now I'm up to a 1/2 of a stick when I make my butter tea, which is just 1/2 a stick of melted butter in my coffee mug, and I melt that, and then I add just a little bit of hot water or warm water. I want to be able to just guzzle that down. So even cold water is okay. It starts to harden the butter, but I just drink it right down. So it's an easy way for me to get a 1/2 a stick of butter in me, and I'm trying to do that 3 times a day because I really do better if I'm having at least 1.5 sticks of butter per day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link to my carnivore, high-fat carnivore playlist link. Please don't ask me to explain it in the comments. I can't. I don't have the time. I would have no time left for anything else. Playlist link will be in the description box and on the end screen, and you can go watch those videos and you'll know what I'm talking about. Most of you know, but all right, so I got 3 pounds of butter. Let's go on to did I say the price of the butter? $3.18. I think I did. I'm happy with my shirts. Very minimal changes that need to be done. This one, and 3 shirts. Let me see. I paid a total of, where is it? One was, 2 of them were $3.93. One was $2.92, but I get half price because I make sure I buy a color that is half price today, color tag. So the total price for 3 shirts was $5.39. That's a little high for me. And then with the tax, I paid $6.14. So an average of $2 about per shirt. This is just plain black, and I love it. I have a couple plain blacks. Well, I have one that is short sleeves and a V-neck, and I wear it so much the V-neck is stretched out. It's like a house shirt for me. Then I have one that's really big, and I think I will take it in. You guys saw it in one of my try-ons. It's really loose and big, and I contemplated just keeping it as a big, loose, baggy, comfy house shirt, but I think I want to take it in. So this fits. The sleeves are just too long. That's going to be the only thing I need to do is to cut the sleeves. I think the neck was good. I don't know. It'll be in the next try-on. I only have 3 shirts so far for the next try-on. This I really like the feel of it for summer. It's you know, like a gauze type fabric. It's got a little bit of a bell sleeve, kind of short, like to the elbow. I'm not sure I like that, but it drapes so nicely that it doesn't, it's not like a puffy bell. I wouldn't want that around my elbow. And yeah, so it's just that. Believe it or not, I actually like the color and the print on me, especially with my white pants that I've been wearing all along ever since I got them. They're my outside pants. They're my shopping pants, I should say, not dancing pants. And I'm going to have to take them in again in the legs, not because I've lost weight since, but they really stretch out. They're not denim, they're rayon and some cotton, I think. So there's a lot of stretch. So I just got to keep taking them in while they're baggy a little bit. They'll be, you know, tight when I get them out of the dryer, but then they stretch out. And I just don't like really baggy pants. So there's that. I really liked it. And it's so cool and comfy. Now this one, you might say, the colors, I think, in the way kind of looked good on me. I don't know. Maybe it's because of my black hair, but I like it. The only thing is the sleeves are a little tight, and there's not a lot of, oh, there is some stretch, but I would be comfortable enough for a car vlog. Again, none of these shirts are to go out. It's just for when I go, to go out dancing. It's for when I go out to do stuff, just everyday things. And other than that, it fits great. And again, you'll see it in the next try on, which will be in a little bit because I need to buy some more shirts. So I only did 1 rack. I started a 2nd rack and I said, no, I want to get out again this week. So maybe Wednesday I'll come again and do some shopping. I do want to say I had an excellent weekend. Friday night I went to, was it only Friday night that I did that? Yes, seems like it was a long time ago. Sidecar, I think I already talked about that. Had fun there. Saturday night, I went out to Lafayette's. I was supposed to be there for 2 bands. Ended up switching venues after the first band. The first band was phenomenal. Phenomenal. It was sold out. S-O-U-L-E-D. Sold out. And I'm going to try to see them every chance I can get. They played everything from KC and the Sunshine Band. Oh my God. To, you know, some country, whatever. Just everything. And the music, was great. These are talented musicians. They've all been doing this for a long time. One of them was from Maine. I got to talk to him a little bit. He was from way up northern Maine. I'm from southern Maine. And so it was cool. And then, I think all but maybe one of the musicians, maybe 1 or 2, live in Hernando. That's where I live. So I was like, gee, okay, I feel like I just made some friends. Loved it. Just loved it. The second band started out with 2 songs that I didn't know, and you know I don't like to dance if I don't know the song. And then we left and went to Hadley's, and I had fun there, and I got to dance a lot there, so I was glad about that. I do like Hadley's, so it's getting to the point that I really would feel more comfortable going to Hadley's alone than anywhere else, because it's almost a sure thing that I will know somebody there. And that's where I plan on going this weekend, both Friday and Saturday night, to see the same band both nights. If I love them on Friday, I'm going again Saturday. Basket Case. So I heard part of them. They were one of the bands that merged the other weekend with Twin Soul. Twin Soul, I was disappointed in when I saw them alone. So I'm going to give Basket Case a chance. Twin Soul, to me, they sounded like shit. And I don't usually care. I'm there to dance, but when I don't recognize the intro to 2 songs that have very distinct intros, Sweet Child O' Mine, Enter Sandman. Enter Sandman, I'm fucking nuts over that song, both of them. And I was like, what is this? What is it? So I don't know how you can fuck up an intro to a song like that so that it's not recognizable. At least it wasn't to me. And Sunday night, last night, I went to Josh Haynes' father's birthday bash. His name is Stephen Haynes. And boy, what a good time, except it was so hot. The first time my friend and I got up to dance, her name is Teresa. I haven't asked permission, but we have our picture on Facebook, so it's pretty okay, I think, to mention her name. And if you go to my Facebook profile, Darlene Misha, you'll see a really good picture of the two of us. We had took pictures both nights because we were together the night before too. That one is fuzzy, but the second one isn't. So go to my profile and request a friendship with me, okay? Because it's going to get full at some point. I asked people to request a friendship with me, I don't know, maybe a month ago. At the time I had like 1,800 friends, and now I'm at like 3,500 friends, and you can only go to 5,000, and it won't be long that I'll be there. So if you want to be my friend on Facebook, go to my Facebook page. I have a link in the description, and friend me, okay? I'll friend you back, unless you're just a weirdo, and then I might not. I think that's it, right? Oh yeah, it was so hot at Neil's. We were at Neil's for the birthday bash. The first time we got on the dance floor, it literally felt to me like I was standing in front of an oven door that was opened, and you know, at 500 degrees in the oven. I don't know, do ovens go to 500 degrees? I don't remember, because I never cook in the oven. I even went up to Neil and said, I didn't even have to say it. I go up to him. That's the man that owns the place, and he collects the money as he go in. And I just went up to him, put my arm around him, and I just looked at him. He goes, I know, it's hot. I said, yes. They did end up putting 2 fans, one on each end of the dance floor, and it was early. It was 6. So as the night went on, it cooled down a little bit, but danced anyway. My hair gets soaking wet anyway, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna dance and get soaking wet hair. They also played Enter Sandman. I just could not believe it. There was a mix of musicians who were up there. It was just so nice. I enjoyed it so much. So it was a good weekend. I expect to have a good weekend coming up. I'm trying really hard to find out earlier in the week what I can do, because it makes me nervous all week if I don't know where I'm going. So, okay. Oh, water. I've been asked often in the comments if I drink bottled water, because those of you who follow me, you know that now I am down to drinking just water. I gave up seltzer, I don't know, maybe a few months ago. As soon as I started eating a lot of the animal fat, I just didn't have any desire for seltzer. I had a few cans left. I ended up drinking those, and I never went out and bought any more. So it was water, except for that I was having like a little bit of a coffee in the morning with some milk in it, and then I didn't have the coffee anymore. I just had the milk and some butter in it, and now I don't even have the milk, because I just don't like the amount of work I have to go through. I'd buy a gallon jug of milk and fill bottles, freeze them, because I don't drink it, like just drink it. It was just a little bit in my coffee, and then which was, you know, turned into just butter and milk and water. And I thought, I just don't need I don't need to buy milk. So now I don't drink anything but water. And at the bars too, water. And I do have a little piece of lime with my water, and I like that even better than a lime flavored beverage, because they say natural ingredients, so we don't know what those ingredients are. So a nice little piece of lime, I squirt that, and usually just once in the night, and then they'll, you know, if I have a pitcher, I'll just keep filling my water. And then it dawned on me really how cool that is to drink just water. Oh yes, and I don't buy bottled water. I drink from the tap. But in Maine, I just drank from the tap. Here, the water sucks so bad that I do have a pitcher. It's like one of those, I don't know, Brita, whatever the name is. Mine is just Walmart, and it's not a big one like my son has, which is really heavy. Mine is just not too big, and the water tastes awesome. And then, so I do not buy water. I pay a water bill. I drink that water. and then, as for how much I drink, I know I've said this a bunch of times. No, I don't fall into that bullshit that you have to drink a certain amount of water. I try to do what an animal in nature would do. That's how I eat. I eat until I'm full. I walk away. I like to lay down and rest like a dog would do. A dog eats, and sometimes they leave food in their bowl, or sometimes they eat it all and they look at you like, I want more. And the fur parents say, no, you can't have more, and dog is sad. sad. But you know, after an animal in the wild or a domesticated animal, usually they go lay down, don't they? I haven't had a cat in a long time, but I had dogs, and they would go take a nap after eating. And I never had a dog like insist that it needed 4 or 5 bowls of fucking water every day to meet its desired amount of water that they felt they needed to be consuming to make them healthy. So I drink when I'm thirsty. I drink when I'm thirsty. That's when I drink water. Or if my mouth is dry, you know, that's when I drink water. So I don't drink a whole lot of water. But some people are like, oh my God, you have to be drinking more water than that. Even certain doctors, you know, if it's good for your kidneys, you gotta have a lot of water. Or you'll lose weight faster if you drink a lot of water, and be sure you're hydrated if you're out exercising. Well, obviously when I'm dancing, I have water. But you know what? Last night I just had one. I danced a lot, and it was so fucking hot in there. I had one, you know, cup of water. It's about that tall. And that's all I drank. There was still some at the end of the night. I was there 4 hours dancing. And my body, for some reason, just didn't feel like drinking that water. So I didn't. I sipped on it a little bit, and that was enough. There's other nights that I'm out dancing, and I'll drink like 3 big cups. Because I felt like I needed to drink. I was thirsty, whatever. So I just don't like these things. This is what I love about carnivore. It's eat until you're full. Don't worry about calories. You're not weighing, measuring anything. You know, a fucking dog doesn't look and say, okay, I need to eat a piece of meat the size of my paw, no more than that. Yeah, just ridiculous. We really should just look at animals and do what they do, because we're animals. We're animals. I'm an animal. So I don't go by the rules, even if there's rules. And I don't over drink water. Okay, that's it. All right, we talked about the water. Now we're up to the dating site. And I'm highly disappointed in Travel Man. We are not going to be meeting. And I was so hopeful. Now, generally, I would never chat with somebody for 3 weeks without meeting, but he was traveling, and he wasn't getting back until, where are we right now? Just, you know, a few days back. This is Monday. He came back like Thursday. But when he was traveling, we were texting, not too much at the beginning, and then the texting started to get really good. We were really trying to get to know each other, and that was encouraging to me. I ended up asking him a question because we were going back and forth with things. Just I was trying to find out like what he likes or doesn't like or whatever. And to me, I think I struck a nerve. Then it seemed like the texting stopped, and I do have my phone. Like when he was going to be leaving the day before, he said he would send me some pictures on the way home, so that might have been like on a Wednesday or whatever. I never got a text from him, not a picture. I would text at night just to say, you know, how far did you travel today? And then that was just to get very brief conversations, and not at all in depth. And then the next day, I think again, I didn't get any communication from him on the road. And, you know, I know he's traveling, but it's not hard. It's not hard to text someone, especially when you're very active on your Facebook page, posting memes, right? So I don't know if he knew that I knew about his Facebook, because I didn't have his last name, but you can find out a lot about people with just their phone number, even if it's a cell phone. Sometimes, not all the time, but when I plugged his phone number in to Google, it came up with everything. I found him quickly and easily on Facebook, and I do that because I want to make sure the person I'm talking to is real, and the easiest way to do that is with the phone number, because that phone number led to a man, an address and everything. That was everything he had told me, age, everything. So I was like, okay, this guy is the real guy, because a scammer would not have that particular phone number. You know what I mean? That led to all this. Then I asked, like, are you still going to want to meet? You know, I didn't say it like like I was upset or mad. And that's the thing that sucks about texting too, is you just don't know. And I said, I just kind of feel like things are dropping off or whatever, and I just would like to know. And I don't know if he replied to that. He's good at not replying. And then I finally got him to say, yes, I still want to meet. But then there's nothing like, nothing else, no other information like, how would next week be good for you? I don't want to be the one fucking setting all this up. You know what I mean? So, I wouldn't mind if he would say, do you want to set something up or whatever? So I finally set something up and told him this time, this place, this day. How's that for you? Or whatever I did. And I got no reply. So now we're going to get to the phone part, because I want to make sure I get it right. Where's my glasses? My glasses, where are they? And for anybody that thinks it's wrong for this, I've never mentioned this guy's name. I don't know if I mentioned his town or city. I did say it's not too far from me, but I haven't identified this person at all. And I only even did the phone number check just recently, because when things started to really fall apart, I just trusted him, and I didn't care about knowing his name, but I was able to find stuff out when I thought it was time to start finding stuff out, because I was like, maybe I'm talking to a scammer for 3 weeks. I don't know. So, like, for instance, the first time I asked, so when do you want to meet? You think blank on blank day at blank time would be okay? That was on a Saturday night, and then I didn't hear back, and usually we text late at night, and because, like, even when I get out of the bar, we would texting because he'd be awake. And the next day I just got a text, morning, just got back from the bus station. I know he was dropping his son off, but no mention of, yeah, I'd like to meet. Yeah, that would be good. Or that actually, could we put it out a little bit more, because I just got back and, I'm still busy putting stuff away, whatever. And then I texted a couple times with no replies. And then I finally said, I just came out and said, you're distant now. I had asked if we could meet blank blank at such a time. I asked if that would be cool with you, but I didn't get a reply. I'd like to meet you. I don't want to chase you down. There's barely any communication between us now. And then, I said just a little bit more, but that's just what, I was trying to get that across. I don't want to bug you about this. So blank day, blank place, blank time, yes or no. And he just replies with one word, okay. He didn't even pick yes or no. He had two options, and he came out with okay. So I guess okay meant he was okay with meeting me. But again, I don't want to meet that guy. Okay? Yes, I'm sorry I didn't reply. I do want to meet you. That sounds good to me. Anxious. Or he could say, I changed my mind. I'm sorry. I'm dragging my feet about this, and yeah, I just don't want to meet you. For whatever reason. I don't care. I don't care the reason. I just want to know what the fuck is going on. So just an okay. And it's like, that doesn't make me feel warm and cozy. It just makes me feel like you're dreading this. So I wrote back, and I'm still trying to be like nice. And so I even said, oh my God, you crack me up. Why do you have nothing more to say? Funny answer, whatever. I feel like you're not interested in me at all now. I seriously don't want to force you into doing this. And now it just feels uncomfortable and forced to me. And then this is his reply. I've had a hell of a week, taking my son to AZ, picking him up, dropping him off at 4 a.m., dragging my trailer back from AZ, Arizona, trying to spend as much time with him as possible, getting this house back in order when I return, taking him to see his sister. It's all been on me. Now I guess it's time for somebody to get pissed off. I'm worn out. Everybody's pissed at me because I'm not Superman. I give up. I assume that meant he wasn't going to be meeting me, nor would I be meeting him. If he doesn't get the hint that I'm not meeting him. So I saw a side of him. I really don't think that it was asking too much can we just nail down this meeting that we've been talking about for 2 weeks while you were gone, and that you were anxious. And we had even said if we like each other when we meet, we had various interests that we, both liked. including a thrift store. And I told him I'd be thrilled if you took me to a few thrift stores. You know, that's a date to me. I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to go to a fucking movie. I would have had fun with this guy had we liked each other. So we were even like looking beyond the meeting, assuming we were going to like each other. So it is a disappointment. So this is what I wrote back. But the thing is, you could just reply and say, I'm too busy to even think about meeting you right now. But instead, you don't reply at all. But you have time to post memes on your Facebook page. You know, it takes a minute to just text, you know, something. You know, it's not asking too much. When you're both coming from a dating site, it's pretty obvious that you're supposed to communicate a little bit. I'm not asking for your life story, buddy. Just want to know, if you do want to meet, let's set up a time. I don't care if it's a week from now. We just need to do that. And I'm not pissed at you. I certainly don't expect you to be Superman. But I also don't expect you to be mad at me because I'm questioning your interest in me. If you were interested in me, then you would take 1 minute out of your day to set up a time to meet. Instead, you are belittling me because I felt uncomfortable due to your one-word reply. So that's where we stand. He didn't reply to that, and I don't care to meet him. Would you? To me, that's a pretty big red flag. That somebody gets like all wound up because we talked about meeting and we're both on board with that and happy about it. You know, we did a lot of chatting in 2 weeks, especially like 3 nights. I mean, some of those nights we just chatted for a few hours and got to know a lot about each other. But let me go find the part that was puzzling to me. Where's my glasses? That's right. This is where I think it all started to fall apart. Let me look. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I didn't have it wrong in my headspace. This is like one of the nights that we were chatting quite a bit. And we're trying to get to know each other. One thing I wanted him to know about me is that I don't tolerate lying, not even a little bit. Because if you have to lie about something tiny, that means you don't hold yourself accountable for anything. And I know I've mentioned this before, and this happened for real with a friend. I don't remember the exact details, but her boyfriend was going into the store to buy beer or whatever. She wanted something that's in a basket. I'm going to say candy. Let's say fudge. You know, like homemade fudge that sometimes they put in baskets. Right at the register, get me a piece of that. And he came out, and she goes, oh, where's my fudge? And he said, oh, they didn't have any. And she goes, what do you mean? And he says, no, they didn't have any. She goes, they always have it. They didn't have any. And I think he even said, I even asked, but they didn't have any. So she goes in the store, and it's right there. He could have said, I forgot. You know, or he could have just said, I didn't want to buy the piece of fudge. It was $1 for a piece of fudge, and I didn't want to spend $1 on the piece of fudge. But instead, he said it wasn't there. He can't be accountable for his own reason as to why he didn't buy the fucking fudge. He probably just forgot and didn't even look. Maybe if he would have saw the fudge there, if he had looked, maybe he would have been like, oh yeah, she wants fudge. But see, he couldn't do that. And she went in and the fudge was there. So he lied. I would not even continue that date. I wouldn't have. Okay, so I did say to Travel Man, how do you feel about lying? I'll tell you, one lie to me and it's a deal breaker. I'm just letting him know. These are deal breakers for me. I simply can't tolerate lies, not even white lies, not even tiny white lies, not even fibs. I mean, if somebody has to lie so somebody doesn't know about a surprise party, that's a different story. You know, meaning, you know, if you have to say something just to get through, like, yeah, well, we're going to so-and-so's house, but you're really taking them someplace else for a surprise party or whatever, that's a different story. Yeah, so I think I made it clear. And then he writes back, not a fan of lying. I'd rather be upfront and hurt a feeling. And then he says, we can get to the stage 2 of questions later. That meant our Q&A was done, and it ended on me talking about lying. And I thought that was very unusual. That, to me, it felt like it struck a nerve. it made me feel like he's a liar. And when I look back, there were a couple of things that I did question that now don't sit well with me either. Sometimes even saying just mixed things. You know, like saying something and then later saying it a little bit differently. You know, I try to overlook some things because I feel like I sometimes read too much into things, but I am starting to learn that if I think there's a little bit of a red flag, I really need to listen to that, because I don't send mixed messages, I don't believe, and I want somebody who also doesn't send mixed messages or say something and then the next time they say it, it's wrong. You know what they say? Of course, if you tell the truth, your story is straight, because it's the only story you know. And I try to be very careful, like even just telling you the fudge story. I don't remember if it was fudge. I don't even remember if it was actually candy. But I'm telling you the story, and to me it's important that I even let you know that. Yes, I don't want to say it was fudge if it wasn't. So, you know, if I don't remember certain things, I'm so concerned about saying something wrong that I will say, I'm not exactly sure. You know what I mean? Because it's just important to me to say the correct words. Because, you know, if I remember something, I remember it, I know, and I'm safe to say that is exactly what happened because I remember it clearly. And if you don't lie, you don't get caught by saying the wrong thing later. Your story will be the same each and every time unless you start to forget certain details. But, you know, at that point you can say, you know, I don't remember if it was fudge, you know. That's the way I walk through life, and that's important to me because my mother lied all the time to me, but always said she didn't and made me feel like I was crazy. She could say something and then in the very next minute deny she ever said it. My mother denied me recording her. It was on her counter and she knew I was recording, and she said some stuff and then she denied it, and I showed her the camera, picked it up, brought it to her, pushed one button. She denied it was her. She denied that it was her. That's not me. Ma, that is you. Well, you know how to do things with videos and you changed something because I never said that. Ma, I took the camera from here to here. I didn't edit anything. There's no winning with a narcissist at all. So it was important to me that I tell the truth. And of course I lied as a kid and even a teenager. And it was about the time that I was pregnant that I realized I'm about to have a fucking baby. There's nothing left to lie. My parents know that I'm pregnant. They didn't know right away. I hid that as long as I could. And that's when I said, no, there's no reason to lie anymore. And my mother would accuse me of lying all the time. I mean, yes, did I lie as a kid? Yes. Did you smoke? No, I didn't. I don't smoke, Ma. My mother gave me permission to smoke at age 12. I smoked on my swing out back. I was out back swinging like a little girl and smoking a cigarette. She didn't give a shit. She didn't give a shit. But she'd get mad if I lied about it. So I stopped lying, you know, at a very young age. I was 16 when I was pregnant. What more can I do that I would ever have to lie about? It's important to me, very important to me. Do I ever say something that might not be correct? I'm sure. I mean, I do a lot of talking on these videos, right? But I don't even like to embellish. You know, my mother was a great big embellisher. So, you know, that's what I got from my mother. It fucking sucks to lie because it hurts other people. And then to be called a liar when you're not, you know, that hurts too. So the whole lying thing, I just have a very big issue with it. And it just stuck out when that guy said, you know, all of a sudden, whatever he said that we're going to change can, I want to read it again to myself, especially. We can, not even asking a question, not even saying, can we get to stage 2 of questions later? Or even just stage 2. That sounds like all of a sudden I went up a level. I'm fucking asking tough questions now. What do you think of lying? Ah, she's in stage 2. Next, you'll want to know if I am a wife beater. You know what I mean? You know, not. And if he's watching this, this is a joke. I'm not accusing anybody of being a wife beater. I'm just saying this is how much I read things and read into things. Stage 2 to me sounds like I just moved up a notch with the difficulty of these questions. You know. So he didn't say, can we move on? Or can we do, another Q&A when we meet? Whatever. But no, he said, we can get to the stage 2 of questions later. ... 4 dots. But it's done now. Done with... I thought I wasn't recording. Done with Travel Man. Bye-bye. I have been still looking throughout all that, at the dating sites, but just nobody new popping up. And but I'm just going to keep looking, and I'm going to keep looking when I go out. I'm always on the hunt. Well, I thought my glasses were still on my head. And again, I'll throw it out there. If you happen to be a man interested in meeting me in anywhere near Hernando, Mississippi, go to my Facebook page and message me. Request friendship, message me. Or if you know someone in the area, show them my channel. I always want people to see my channel first. I want them to know me before they even decide if they want to meet me, and let them watch some videos. And yeah. Facebook does have a dating app now, and I signed up for it a little bit ago, and then I had to do this verification thing, and I don't know where I stand with that yet, but I'm definitely going to be trying that. It doesn't show up on your profile. It's a separate thing, and I think I would like that better, because then you can see somebody's profile, like after you connect or whatever. To me, you can learn a lot about somebody by their Facebook profile. Right? And when you're on the dating sites, you don't get to see that. If I'm in doubt at all when I'm chatting with somebody like in the dating site, I ask to see their Facebook profile. And if it's a scammer, you're never going to be, seeing a Facebook profile, or they'll show you one. Sometimes it's not even the same man, and they're just stupid. They think that you're gonna just fall for it, So I ask if I'm in doubt, but I didn't ask this guy, and I ended up finding it, and the meme king. It was time to post that stuff, but not time to say to me, yes, I do want to meet, and yes, let's meet at such and such a time. Okay, thank you. We'll see you then. And I bet you he would have stood me up. There could be, his pictures are 3 years old, and I thought maybe he's gained a lot of weight since his pictures or something. I don't even think necessarily that I did anything or that he dislikes me. I just think that he started to really just get cold feet, and he just wanted out, and he probably didn't know how to say, I just don't want to meet you. I don't know. I don't care. We're moving on. All right, thank you guys for listening to all this bullshit. Please subscribe, and if you know somebody, send them my way. I'm 62. I should give you my whole dating profile here. I actually wouldn't mind doing a video on just that, and then, I just think it would be fun. I have this huge audience. You guys can do a whole lot of searching, with your friends, your relatives, more than I could ever get on a dating site. So, yeah, but anyway, send them my way, okay? Facebook profile, not page, not group. My Facebook profile, friend me, send me a message. It would be kind of cool if one of you guys ended up hooking me up with somebody that I could at least meet, right? We don't have to date, just meet. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.